What's worse, a job you hate that pays the bills or a job you love that might leave you broke? Today, we're not just talking hypotheticals. We're talking about a 40% pay cut.
And a choice that could change a family's life, for better or for worse. Welcome to Digital Dilemmas, the show where we untangle the messiest problems of modern life. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Alex. And today's dilemma is a classic battle: head versus heart, spreadsheets versus soul searching.
I think you've already made your position clear, Alex. This one comes from a listener who we'll call Mark. I'm just going to read his email because it lays everything out so perfectly.
Lay it on us, Mark.
Okay, he writes, "Hi, Jordan and Alex. I have what some would call a golden handcuffs problem. I'm a senior project manager at a large corporation. The pay is fantastic, the benefits are great, and my job is incredibly stable. The problem is I'm bored to the point of misery. The work is unfulfilling, the bureaucracy is soul-crushing, and I dread Mondays. Last week, I was offered a job running a small, independent publishing house that focuses on local authors. It's literally my dream job. It's creative, impactful, and I'd be my own boss, more or less. Here's the catch: it's a 40% pay cut. I have a mortgage and 2 small kids under 5. My wife is a teacher, so my salary is the one that really supports our lifestyle. She says she'll support whatever I decide, but I can see the worry in her eyes. Do I risk our financial security to chase my passion, or do I stick it out in the stable job I hate for the sake of my family? Thanks, Mark."
Wow. Okay. No. Absolutely not. He should not take that job.
Just like that? No hesitation?
Zero hesitation. This isn't a video game. There's no respawn button if your finances collapse. Let's be blunt. A 40% pay cut isn't a haircut. It's a financial decapitation. He has a mortgage. He has 2 small children. His responsibility is to them, period.
But Alex, his responsibility is also to be a present, happy father and husband. He used the words misery and soul-crushing. That's not just a bad day at the office. That's a deep-seated unhappiness that will inevitably spill over into his family life.
You know what else spills into family life? Stress about paying the bills, not being able to afford braces or a college fund. That's a real, tangible stress, not some vague corporate malaise. Feelings don't pay the mortgage, Jordan.
Vague corporate malaise? It's his life. We spend a third of our lives working. A third. To spend that entire time in misery for the sake of a bigger house or an extra vacation? Is that really the lesson he wants to teach his kids? That you should sacrifice your own happiness for a paycheck?
He's not just sacrificing his happiness. He's providing security. That's what a parent does. The dream job is a luxury, a privilege. The stable job is a duty. He needs to reframe his perspective. His job isn't his source of fulfillment. His family is. His job is the thing that allows him to provide for his family. That's a noble purpose right there.
Okay, but that's so bleak.
It's realistic. Look, they need to sit down and make a budget, a real one. What does a 40% income reduction actually mean? Does it mean no more vacations, or does it mean they can't afford their mortgage payment? Because those are 2 wildly different scenarios.
That's a fair point. The numbers do matter. But I think you're dramatically underestimating the long-term cost of burnout and misery. It leads to depression, health problems. That has a financial cost too. What if he has a breakdown in 5 years and can't work at all? Which is better for his family then?
That's a slippery slope fallacy. We're talking about being bored at work, not being on the verge of a medical emergency. He can find fulfillment outside of work, coach his kids' soccer team, start a blog about local authors, volunteer, use the fantastic salary he earns to fund his passions instead of turning his passion into a source of financial stress.
When? Between the soul-crushing job and raising 2 young kids? When is he supposed to have the energy for that? Seeing your kids grow up with a dad who is energized and passionate about his life has a value that you can't put on a spreadsheet, Alex.
Okay, fine. Let's escalate this. Let's make it even more real. What if this dream job at the independent publishing house isn't just a pay cut, but also incredibly unstable? The publishing industry is notoriously volatile. What if it's a small startup that could easily go bankrupt in 18 months? Now he's not just taking a pay cut, He's jumping onto a sinking ship. He'd have no job, no high salary to fall back on, and he'd start his job search from zero. How's that for family stress?
Okay, that definitely adds a layer of risk. But no job is truly stable anymore. His big corporation could have layoffs tomorrow. At least with the dream job, he'd have control, autonomy. And even if it did fail in 2 years, he wouldn't have to live with the regret of not trying.
Regret doesn't keep the lights on. I'd rather live with the regret of being bored than the regret of having my house foreclosed on. The logic is simple. You don't gamble with your family's essential needs. Ever.
But happiness and mental well-being are essential needs. They are not luxuries. A parent who is mentally checked out is not providing for his family in the ways that truly matter long-term. He's providing a shell of a life. The risk of staying miserable seems to me just as big as the risk of leaving.
You're romanticizing the struggle. The day-to-day reality of a 40% pay cut with 2 kids is not romantic. It's constant anxiety. It's saying no to things your kids want. It's tension between him and his wife every time a surprise bill comes in. That dream job could very quickly become a nightmare.
You know, this is such a classic conflict that we felt that we needed to bring in an expert. We're thrilled to have Dr. Evelyn Reed join us. Dr. Reed is a career psychologist and the author of the book, The Purpose-Driven Paycheck. Welcome, Dr. Reed. Or it could be the single best decision they ever make. It could lead to a simpler, happier, more connected life. They might find they don't need the lifestyle his current salary supports. They might value the time and his happiness more. You can't know unless you take the leap.
All right, we're going in circles. Let's boil it down. Final verdict time. My advice for Mark is this. Do not take the job. The risk is too high. Instead, channel that desire for change. Create a 2-year plan. Aggressively save and invest a surplus from your high-paying job. Build a massive financial cushion. At the same time, start that publishing work as a side hustle. Learn the industry on your own time. In 2 years, you'll have the money and the experience to make the leap safely without putting your family in jeopardy.
And my advice is different. I say take the job, but do it with your eyes wide open. You and your wife need to sit down and make a less is more budget. What can you cut? Can you downsize? This is a decision the two of you make as a team. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Your kids deserve a father who is happy and fulfilled, not just a provider who is physically present but emotionally absent. The financial strain will be real, but the rewards of living a life aligned with your passion are immeasurable. Don't wake up in 20 years filled with regret.
2 completely different takes, so now we turn it over to you.
Who do you agree with? Are you Team Alex, championing financial stability, or are you Team Jordan, advocating for following your passion? Let us know your reasoning in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you have a dilemma you want us to tackle, you can find the submission link in the description.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next debate. Until then, make good choices.
Or at least interesting ones. Bye, everyone.